let's get a read on what the FBI has in its hands right now. Former Deputy Assistant FBI Director Danny Coulson. Danny, could you explain to me the process here and the end result here? Now, the FBI isn't going to make a judgment one way or the other. It's going to collect interviews from individuals associated with this, right?
That's right, and there will be no conclusion, but I think it's pretty apparent that the investigation will be conclusive in that they will lay out unfettered by emotion or politics or hysteria the facts as they develop them. And I think that's really important here. There's a lot to be done, but remember, Christopher Wray has almost unlimited resources. There's thousands of agents and analysts he can assign to this if needed, and I don't think it'll take more than a week, frankly. There's some things to be done, interviews to be done. We'll see if, be careful what you ask for. You may not like the result. I think that's something we need to keep in mind here, is that the FBI will do this, again, unfettered by emotion and politics, and we'll see what happens. I think that it's going to be very interesting, and I don't think that everybody's going to be happy with the results.
All right, particularly some Democrats who are already concerned that this investigation would not include interviews with Deborah Ramirez and Julie Swetnick, these other two women who've made allegations about the judge. They've even gone on to say that Christopher Wray himself, the FBI director, has ties to the judge because they both graduated from Yale. I mean, how far does this go?
You know what? Yeah, there has to be a limit. There has to be a scope limit. And you just go as far as it's logical. Frankly, I would interview both those individuals. I used to run these investigations for the FBI. I was in charge of them all. And I will tell you, where I'm running it, it's not going to make it any longer, because, again, the FBI has plenty of resources to do all these things simultaneously, collect all the evidence, which includes, in my view, should take that calendar and have that dated by the laboratory of the FBI to see were these notations on the calendar done last week, or were they done many, many years ago. That's just one aspect. But it's not by adding more duties do you add time. The FBI has tons of agents, tons of analysts. They can do all these things simultaneously. So I think the concern is going to last too long. I don't think that's founded at all.
All right, but the FBI isn't going to come to any conclusions, as you said. It's going to interview all these people, all the appropriate witnesses. I expect that to include Mark Judge, whatever. No one can perjure themselves since there's nothing criminally on the line here, right?
No, I think you can. It is against the law to lie to the FBI. I think that having them do this, frankly, Neil, this should have been done weeks ago.
Yeah.
As soon as this thing came up, as opposed to dragging this thing out and going through that Roman circus that was describing it or indicating that it was a senatorial hearing, they didn't have to happen like that. And had they had this investigation done, I think that both of the individuals, Dr. Ford and the judge, would have been spared some of that hysteria. And it's kind of a shame to see how that happened.
But bottom line, just to understand this, that you're going to get differing accounts. You might find any real corroboration of the charges Dr. Ford made. So someone would be giving information that isn't either consistent with her allegations or outright lying.
Well, not necessarily. I believe that she's telling the truth as she sees it.
Okay.
Something traumatic happened to her, and maybe this did occur, but there's no substantiation of that. There's not any corroboration. The people she brought forth to say they could corroborate it don't corroborate it, and that's not very positive for her cause and for her belief. But I don't think she's lying. I don't think anybody's going to lie. I just think that you have different interpretations. Even a polygraph doesn't tell you reality. It tells you what you believe with regard to the truth. So I think it's going to be very specific and very graphic. Again, I think the value to this thing is there's no politics involved in this. Now that James Comey is gone, there's not going to be any partisanship here on the part of the Bureau. And it is what it is. And let's just see what the facts come up with.
Well put, Danny. It is what it is. Good seeing you again, my friend. Thank you.
You too. It's always great.
All
Thanks,
right.
Neil.